Are hashtags dead? Well, if you've scrolled through Instagram lately, you've probably seen this debate all over again for the 1 millionth time, right? Some say hashtags are useless, others swear they're still the secret to more reach. And honestly, both sides are a little bit right. So here's the reality. Hashtags aren't completely dead, but a new announcement from the head of Instagram, Adam Mosseri, said that they are working a little bit different these days. So if you're still piling 30 hashtags into every single post, hoping that it's going to drive new followers, well, you know what? Everything's changed. So what hashtags are working in 2025? And most importantly, what you should be doing instead, that is what we are going to talk about in today's episode. Welcome to Marketing Trends Now. I'm Katie Brinkley, a social media strategist who's been in the game for over 2 decades. And I'm a business owner just like you. If you want to stay ahead of the algorithm without burning out, I've got you. I know you've got a business to run, so I'm going to keep it short, smart, and worth your time. Let's dive into today's episode. Hashtags, those fun little pound signs that change the way that we use social media. I feel like we've been talking about hashtags for years and whether or not they really matter. For years, hashtags were a growth hack. You could stack 20 or 30 under a post, and if you picked the right ones, you actually saw more reach. That was the golden era of Instagram. But then that algorithm, it got smarter. In December of 2024, Instagram officially removed the ability to follow hashtags. And that was the very first clue, the big clue, that Adam Mosseri, Instagram CEO, he's been clear ever since. Hashtags don't drive reach.
Do hashtags still work?
They don't. I'll tell you that. They don't work.
They don't push your content into more feeds. But what they do is organize your content. They're labels, not levers. And now Instagram's discovery system relies so heavily on AI. Image recognition, text analysis, and even voice recognition if you're posting video. So that algorithm, it's really, really smart. And the algorithm looks at the content that you're posting and what it actually is and who engages with it, not the hashtags that you use. So if you've been clinging to hashtags as part of your growth strategy, whoop, that ship has sailed. So this episode is not all doom and gloom, I promise you. Here's the good news. Hashtags, they're not completely useless. They still serve a few important purposes. One is searchability. If someone is actively searching a hashtag like hashtag Denver Realtor or hashtag content strategy, your post could show up. That's helpful if you're a smaller account under 1,000 followers, or if you want to have a very targeted audience see your content. Because studies show that those posts still get a little bit of extra engagement when at least one hashtag is used. Number 2 is organization. Hashtags still help label your content. So think of them as like a sticky note for the algorithm. They tell Instagram, this is about marketing strategy, or this is about the Denver real estate market. And finally, number 3, community and campaigns. So branded hashtags are still very useful. If you have a branded hashtag, like I don't have one, but let's say I had the hashtag Next Step Social Minute, and it was to talk about something every week with it, and it was my branded hashtag. Or if you're an event, I know I just spoke at CEX, and they encouraged everyone there to use the hashtag CEX25. It helped them find all the content that was being user generated so that they could republish it. That is a perfect use case for a branded hashtag. But here's the catch. So dumping those 25 random hashtags under every post, that's outdated. And honestly, it makes your brand look spammy. So cut that out. No more of the 25 hashtags. So what's working right now? What's working better than hashtags? If hashtags aren't the growth lever anymore, like they used to be, well, what is? And that's what we're going to talk about, what's actually working in 2025. So number 1, high quality content. High quality content earns shares and saves. The algorithm, it's obsessed with signals like watch time, saves, and shares. That is how Instagram knows that your content is valuable. So instead of focusing on 30 hashtags, focus on making content that people actually want to save for later or send to a friend. Number 2, keywords and social SEO. Instagram is investing big in search. Your Instagram content can be found on Google now. That means the words that you use in your captions and on-screen text, like in your reels, really, really matter. Think about what your audience would type into the search, like Instagram tips for small business or how to grow a podcast. Weave those naturally into your captions. And number 3, community engagement. The algorithm favors meaningful conversation. When people comment and you respond, it signals that your content is sparking real engagement. And that matters way more than whether or not you use the hashtag marketing tip or not. And then number 4, collaborations and UGC, so user generated content. Partner with other creators. Encourage your customers to post your product or share their content. So again, like I said, at CEX, they were resharing and tagging and joining and collaborating with content that people at the event were posting. That exposes you to new audiences, and it's a way of giving you exposure that hashtags never could. So think of hashtags as the seasoning, not the main dish. The real growth drivers are quality content, SEO, and engagement. So to wrap things up here, how can you use hashtags in 2025 without looking super outdated? Because right now you might be saying, should I be using hashtags at all? It really sounds like I shouldn't. But the answer is yes, you still should, but just strategically and sparingly. 0 to 5 hashtags max. Don't overload. Less is more. So if you don't need to have anything categorized, just have a great caption. You don't need any hashtags in there. If you do want to have a hashtag, choose highly relevant, niche specific tags, like skip the generic hashtag love and hashtag instafeed or anything like that. Instead, use hashtags that are very specific for your niche. Place them at the end of your caption. So keep your copy clean and relatable. Leave them out of, the caption. And then use a branded hashtag only if there's a purpose. So if you're an event or if you're running a campaign that your audience is actively participating in, use a hashtag there. The bottom line here is to use hashtags intentionally. Hashtags aren't just about Instagram either. I know that I've talked a lot about Adam Mosseri in today's episode, but hashtags on TikTok, honestly, those are a little bit more decorative. Hashtag on LinkedIn, they can still be helpful, but again, that's just for categorization. It's not really a growth hack. On Threads, no hashtags at all. So no matter where you're posting, hashtags are no longer the engine of discovery. They're a label, a way to give context, and that's it. Hashtags, are they dead? Not quite, but their glory days, they've come and gone. They're behind us. In 2025, hashtags are labels, not ladders. They can still help you get discovered in those very niche searches, or if you want to help organize your content library or a campaign, but they're not going to skyrocket your reach like they used to. The smarter play is this: invest in creating content that people can't scroll past. Write captions that use the exact keywords that your audience searches for, and spend time engaging with your community. Social media schedulers, man, I love them. Agorapulse, Metricool, those are the 2 that I recommend. They're amazing, but you still got to go in there and be social. It's called social media for a reason, and that is what fuels the algorithm. Here's my challenge for you this week. Go ahead and audit your last 5 Instagram posts. Did you use hashtags as a crutch, or were you using them as a strategic label? If you're still stuffing 20 random tags in at the bottom, cut it down to 3 to 5. Make sure that it's 3 to 5 that actually serve a purpose, and then focus that energy on improving the content itself. And if you want more strategies like this, make sure that you are subscribed to the podcast. Share this with another fellow business owner that you think could benefit from today's episode. It's all about getting smarter and more strategic with your content strategy. And if you want help, head to yournextstep.agency. Let's talk about how we can help you take your marketing to the next step. Until then, keep your marketing smart, strategic, and always on trend.